Trumpet Boys.
You gotta fucking warn us. Man. You can't come out dick swinging hardcore like that. Ooh, man.
Wow. The second biggest award show in movies is coming up, aka the Oscars.
Yeah.
So in preparation of the Tough Cut doing our award show.
What's it called again?
In the preparation of the Tough Cut doing our award show, we're going to let you guys know what we think will win for this year's Oscars.
Yeah, you guys seem to really like it when we predicted really well last time, might I add. Our success rate was like 80%, I think. I just made that number up. That's how statistics work, kids. Never believe anyone you see online.
Everything's fake. It's all
everything's fake.
Internet full of lies.
These aren't even my friends.
It's just a series of tubes.
Okay, this guy's on the trumpets. He's talking about tubes. Jesus, man, what energy has he brought to the Oscar predictions this year?
Yeah, so it's just going to be a nice opportunity for us to go through the Oscar predictions, say what we think will win, maybe crawl out a couple of snubs, but not too many because we'll share our own Oscar snubs at the end of the Oscars bracket. Yeah, and then you know what? Maybe we'll keep track of it and shoot a couple of tweets out to see how accurate we are once the actual Oscars happen. Who do you think will be the most accurate boy of the Tough Cut?
Yeah, who do you think? Who do you think knows the most?
I think it's gonna be not me.
But here's the thing:
confident.
you're probably gonna like get it. I'm gonna be like, oh, I know this Oscar buzz, or whatever, and the Academy's gonna be like, I think The Rock deserves Oscar. I don't know, man.
I think Dwayne The Rock Johnson is really good.
You're going to be like, I know that they've already nominated these people for actor in a leading role, but what about The Rock and Black Adam?
But did you guys see Black Adam? The hierarchy of the DC universe. So stupid. Y'all seen the James Gunn slate?
No.
Plans for the new DC? Ooh,
Doesn't
man.
No, I did not. All I saw was that the guy from Shazam all of a sudden decided.
Oh, he's
not
anti-vax.
All of a sudden.
Yeah,
he just came out as anti-vax. Like what?
Zachary Levi, like a month before his release, he's just like, fuck it.
He's just like goes out swinging. He's like,
maybe James Gunn met with him and he was like, my career's over. I might as well take DC, take it with me.
Yeah, or he's funny. Like, this is my only avenue to a profitable career is grifting right wing. Man,
I can't wait
wild.
to see him on Fox and Friends soon.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, without further ado, there's a whole lot of categories. So we're going to jump into it.
Wait, we should.
But
who are
first, we? I was getting there.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back. If you've been with us before, we're the Tough Cut Podcast, and I'm Matthew.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Hollywood Jakers today.
Hollywood Jake.
Ooh, Hollywood Jakers.
Yeah.
Trumpet Boy's here too.
God, we can't keep firing interns.
Trumpet Boy is a fourth character on our podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway. I just thought it was Matt. I just thought Matt was Trumpet Boy.
No,
it's like it's a whole separate person.
He's doing the miming because we can't record or see him on camera contractually.
Oh, right,
but
right.
the little boy's in his basement with an audio.
Whoa.
That's why it's all muffled because it's from
a work
like
thing. It's a work thing. It's not anything creepy, guys.
It's a work
Wait,
study
but you
program.
said little boy. Does that mean it's an underage worker, Jake?
No, it's like a volunteer.
Are you
thing.
telling me Matt doesn't pay taxes and he works with children?
We are throwing a lot of accusations here. What we should be throwing accusations at is the 95th Oscars and what we think
is going to
take it home. We're going to come out the gate swinging.
Remember when we used to plan our transitions?
With actor in a leading role. So the nominees were Austin Butler in Elvis.
Trash.
Colin Farrell in Banshees of Inisherin. Brendan Fraser in The Whale. Paul Mescal in After Sun. And Bill Nighy in Living. How are you guys feeling? Head and heart here?
Yeah, well, I'm going to give my first impressions here.
Yeah, go for
just
it.
Seeing the people. Austin Butler, I don't really care. I'm sorry. I'm sure I don't like biopics. I've realized, or they haven't really been itching my.
They don't speak to you.
Yeah, they don't speak to me. And I just think Austin Butler is okay. Whatever, man. And Bill Nighy is clearly like a legacy nom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think anyone really saw that, but they're like, we haven't given Bill Oscar nom yet, and he's a legendary long-term actor. Let's give him a nom. And that happens again on this list as well, and we'll talk about it when we get there. But for my kind of head in the heart, who I want to win is Brendan Fraser. For very, very obvious reasons. I mean, that performance was gorgeous, and his just story coming back from Hollywood after being
blacklisted
for
a long time,
long time, is great. I mean, and it's also a great performance. Not even just the fact that he's brought back in this like great thing. I really want him to win because I think it'd be really special. And there's another kind of theme you see like in these Oscars with other categories too. Who I think kind of will win. It's between Colin Farrell and Brendan Fraser. Because Colin delivers a masterclass of a performance like aggressively, and he also is due, I think. But I just think there's more momentum with Brendan Fraser. So it's those two to lose. Is my.
I kind of agree. I haven't seen any of these movies. I watched 10 minutes of Elvis.
Was it trash?
It wasn't great.
Hell yeah.
It was in the middle of the movie, and it was watching from behind someone else's seat on an airplane.
My favorite way to consume any film.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of movies that way. I think I want Brendan Fraser to win because we love Brendan Fraser's comeback. I'm so here for him, everything he's been through. And I've heard that he was phenomenal. I feel like I am seeing more ads, and I'm seeing more like space for Banshees of Inisherin, and so I feel like it's going to be Colin Farrell, because I feel like they, not always, but I feel like usually they go to the movie that's like got a ton of buzz, that they're like advertising, like a lot of people are seeing it. I don't know. I kind of feel like the Academy sometimes will just like do the big movie pick. That's also good, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm going to land in pretty much the same spot as you guys. My heart pick is probably Colin Farrell. I loved Banshees of Inisherin.
He was great. I mean,
I think it's so good, and just like being like a weird little guy, being essentially in Bruges cinematic universe, like those are all the exact sort of things I want.
Yeah.
However, I think my head lands me with Brendan Fraser. I think the like award-winning buzz is already kind of like getting some momentum behind his performance in The Whale, and then also not to say that I think they'll give him an Oscar win as like an apology.
It kind of feels like it a little bit.
I feel like it that may happen.
Right.
I do still think it's a phenomenal performance, and definitely like I think you can, in my head and heart on this one, you can swap back and forth between the two. Like they're pretty interchangeable. They're both great. I think the movies are real good, great performances. So I could go either way, but I think Brendan will end up taking it.
It's such a hard thing because Hollywood is like trying to pat themselves on the back of like giving him like all these awards and showering him, but like they're the ones who blacklisted him. It's just like with the Golden Globes, Brendan Fraser publicly was like, this particular establishment treated me very, very poorly and wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm opting out. I'm not going to show up. And they gave it to Colin there, even though Brendan was winning all the other awards with all the other award shows. So it's like, if he like publicly said he's not going to the Oscars, would you award him? Would you actually give it to him? Or
I think they're like petty and they would not.
Exactly. And it's just like it was a great performance, and I wish we just awarded it on that merit alone, but it does feel a little like
there's
Hollywood
unfortunately tied up in some Hollywood politics, I think is an unfortunate piece of it.
100%.
So
and fuck Paul Mescal. No, people love him. I'm sure after Sun.
Yeah, I haven't seen After Sun. I have nothing. I've not heard anything about it, so I've got nothing.
He's
to
got
say
a really
about
great
that
fall.
one.
I mean, he's a really young actor too. Him and Austin Butler. For what it's worth, I'll give Austin Butler this credit. Like, congrats on getting a nom so young. You have a great career ahead of you. Hopefully, if you use your shit well and get rid of that fucking accent. So yeah, let's moving on. What's next?
We've got actor in a supporting role with Brendan Gleeson in Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan in Banshees of Inisherin, and Ke Huan. I'm not 100% sure on that pronunciation. From Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I forgot. Did we have any snubs for actor in a
Oh.
leading role.
Mm.
Or just noms that we don't agree with. I already said it on the top what else about her. But as soon as I came to this one, there's some nom or a nom that I don't agree with that I would rather swap for a snub.
I don't think I have any snubs for leading actor really.
I think get Elvis out of there. Put Daniel Radcliffe in for the Weird Al Yankovic story.
That'd be fun. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I mean, there's no way that movie gets any recognition in the Oscars. Spoiler: I haven't looked at this.
There was
Alex is live reacting to these Oscars.
He really is.
For real.
This is his actual
This is my first time seeing this entire list.
He does not, but he did win. Like, if there was a comedy category, I guarantee he would win it.
I thought that movie was fantastic. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fair. What about you, Jake? Any glaring omissions to you? And
I probably had some before, but now I can't think of any off the top of my head. I just know that I would want to get rid of Austin Butler. That's
just in general.
Just in general, I just want get rid of him. Get rid of him. I don't know.
Yeah. So jumping back over to actor in supporting role. For me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hart, Brendan Gleeson. I think his performance is just so good. The on-screen chemistry that repeatedly is seen any movie that Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell are in together is just so good. It's part of what makes. I mean, it is what makes Banshees of Inisherin the spectacular film that it is. Head. This one's kind of hard. I feel like I have not seen Everything Everywhere at all.
I was gonna give like a disclaimer to the audience because they're probably like really like what the fuck. As of us recording this right now, they have not seen Everything Everywhere all at once. So please do not give them shit if they are not going to vote for it in this Oscar predictions.
I do think in this case, I've just seen like significantly more award buzz for Ke Huy Quan. So I think he'll probably end up taking this, but I've not seen the movie, so it's very hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any of these movies, so I think that sounds good to me.
This man just going in blind.
This man's crazy. Are you familiar with any of the actors, at least?
Barry Keoghan was in Eternals.
Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, I 100% this is going to Key, Head and Heart, for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, both of them. I mean, look, I loved Brendan Gleeson in it, and I think their relationship is like really good in it. I love that Brian Tyree Henry got a nom. That's just great. He's just like a really great actor here. Hate the Judd Hirsch nom. Jesus Christ, he's in for. This is one of those noms that's like literally he's in the movie for one scene, and if you're gonna give it to supporting for anyone in that movie, give it to like Paul Dano, who was really phenomenal in it as the father. Or give it to another one. Another snub is for Steven Yeun in Nope. I thought he did a very he did more with less than like Judd Hirsch did with less. I think his Nope performance was actually like that SNL monologue scene was very effective in my opinion. My fun pick, I would love to see Justin Long from Barbarian get a nom here. That would never happen.
My boy out there for some mad energy.
You know,
Right.
I'll say I do actually know Brendan Gleeson and Brian Tyree Henry, and I think they're both phenomenal. So I like both of them. Brian Tyree Henry, though, disappointed not nominated for Bullet Train. Come on, what's the deal with
They
that?
would have given it to Aaron Taylor Johnson or Bad Bunny if... Anyway,
is Bad Bunny in
oh
Bullet
shit,
Train?
I'm so sorry. I can't, no spoilers. Also, Barry Keoghan gave a phenomenal performance in Banshees. And he had a very like scene stealing moment with the main actress as well, Kelly, when he's talking about like well, no spoilers. Alex hasn't seen
Alex
yet.
hasn't seen it.
So-
We're about to watch it for our Oscar bracket.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But yeah, Head and Heart, Everything Everywhere, Key's winning this. And he should. Like, once you guys see that movie, you're going to see head to toe. He's
It'll
winning
make
this.
sense.
And it's another great one because it's another story where he was essentially like, didn't have any roles for him in Hollywood. I mean, he was an Asian actor. He was a child actor, you know, famous for Indiana Jones, Short Round and all that, and the
True.
Goonies. And then just didn't have work and he had to quit. And the Daniels, mad lads as they are, thought of him all these years later, gave him a chance, and it's a really beautiful story, and he's such a genuine person. Key deserves it, head to toe.
Fair, cool. Yeah, I don't think I've got any snubs or any real changes here. Matt Smith and Morbius, maybe.
Is he is he supporting?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Jared Leto.
Jared Leto plays Morbius,
Okay.
but Matt Smith Puma Pants has sass.
Okay. Okay. You also have not seen Morbius yet.
Yeah, let it be known I'm the only one who has seen Morbius at this point.
God, what a cinema enjoyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen the Puma Pants has sass scene.
Who hasn't?
Well, Jake.
Jake, apparently.
Cool.
I
Keeping some
can't wait.
pace because we're 15 minutes in and there are 20 categories.
Sorry,
we gotta
I
go pretty quick.
talking too much.
We've got actress in a leading role, Kate Blanchett for Tar, Anna de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough to Leslie, Michelle Williams, The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, this one was wild because it had some controversy. They almost rescinded a nomination. I don't know if you guys know about this.
No. Fill me in.
For To Leslie, that Andrea Riseborough, no one saw it. It was a very, very small thing, which, sure, Oscars, that happens with some films. But it was actors who were, like, campaigning to get this person a nom, and, like, it's kind of like a taboo. Like, there are some rule things, and even, like, Kate Blanchett inside the own category was like, you should, like, nom whatever to the Hollywood Foreign Press. And it was this whole thing, and they're like, that was a sketchy thing. Why did this person take this? When there's people like Viola Davis in The Woman King, who The Woman King got just completely shut out, who was delivered a really, really great performance, or a lot of others. But yeah, that was they did a whole investigation. They didn't rescind it, but they're just like, these things will be looked into.
Well, I'm going to wager a guess that she probably won't win then.
She definitely won't win. Also, Ana de Armas is a wild nom here for Blonde. What? Don't really get that at all.
I
don't know, man.
She had like a big spike in popularity, and they're like after Knives Out, and then it was like all of a sudden it was like, oh, Ana de Armas, and then I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I bet Michelle Yeoh's gonna win.
Michelle Yeoh, it's either Michelle Yeoh or Kate Blanchett for this. Kate Blanchett did amazing in Tar.
I'm thinking my head is definitely Kate Blanchett. I feel like industry standards as they are. Has she won an Oscar before?
Yes.
Then maybe, I don't know. If she hadn't, then my answer would probably be her. But
I'm thinking Michelle Yeoh for head and heart here. Although I'll give an extra heart for Kate Blanchett because I did love Tar and her performance is great. I think any other year, if it, like the momentum of Everything Everywhere and Michelle Yeoh like wasn't so intense right now, she probably would have taken it. But this is Michelle's year, I believe.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, as I said, caveat, haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, but that would be my secondary guess. I think it is similar to your comments with leading actor. I think it is between Kate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh. It is theirs to lose.
Yeah.
I'll say big snub. Evan Rachel Wood playing Madonna in Weird the Al Yankovic Story.
This man.
My man.
I don't know if you guys saw this movie.
I saw it. I did see it.
I loved it.
I did see it. So very fun.
And also, snub for Best Supporting Actor, Jack Black crushes it in Weird the Al Yankovic Story as Wolfman Jack.
Are you just going to tie every nomination back to the Weird Al movie?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Anyway, Alex, what do you think's going to win in Best Leading?
I said Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, Michelle Yeoh. Okay. Hey, fair. We'll see who comes out on top there. Anything else on that one, or shall we jump to Actress in a Supporting?
Let's do it.
Actress in a Supporting Role, Angela Bassett in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Hong Chau in The Whale, Carrie Condon in Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Stephanie Hsu in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which this is actually, when these nominations were released, is how I found out that Jamie Lee Curtis is in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. Sorry, I have so many. I realize now I'm getting flashbacks to the old Oscars prediction where I just was like blah 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 blah, blah, blah babbling about my opinions, and Matthew's like, yeah, sure, like I believe that.
Hey, I'm just here for a good time.
I feel like this one's tough. There are a lot of
snubs.
Yeah. But I also
what would you drop though?
Jamie Lee Curtis, actually. So this is another one where Jamie Lee Curtis was phenomenal in the movie, but it was Stephanie Hsu who deserved the supporting actress over her, and she was for award seasons getting like shut out. Stephanie Hsu. I mean, she's like a young like Asian actress.
Yeah.
Historically, like you're not gonna get a lot of nominations, unfortunately. And Jamie Lee Curtis, while she is very great in Everything Everywhere, it's not as impactful as Stephanie Hsu's character or the other performances. This feels like another legacy
Yeah, I could see
another
that.
legacy one because they haven't awarded her and they never award horror, so she's usually a scream queen, stuff like that. So they're not going to award Freaky Friday, but they should have.
Yeah.
But I actually would have swapped her out for Dolly De Leon in Triangle of Sadness, who was fucking phenomenal in that role. And then even Keke Palmer in Nope was such a fun, great performance as well that I loved.
I would have done Keena Brunson. She plays Oprah Winfrey in
Keita Bronson is great. I love her.
She's wonderful. She's wonderful in everything she does.
But for this one, this one's a hard one. I will say I do think my head is going. I think they're going to give it to Angela Bassett.
I was torn. I feel like they so often don't recognize.
But she's won every award for this category. And every other she's been nominated to everything, and she's won every time so far. So it's
I'll agree with that.
That's my head pick. My heart pick is I would love Stephanie Su, honestly, to take it, or Carrie, or Hong Chow was also great. I loved her in The Menu as well. That's just a fun one. She's also New Orleans native, so shout out. That was a really great one. But
I think I was gonna go head Carrie Condon, heart Hong Chow.
That's a great one. Carrie could definitely take it. I think they're actually gonna give it to Angela. That might be a hot take, but we'll see.
Hey, fair.
I kind of also thought Angela. I feel like they'll do it. I think too in honor of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, they fucked his ass. That's another thing. You were so awful to. I'm gonna get so angry again.
I mean, they gave him. They sold for profit a Fortnite emote in the name of Chadwick Boseman. So
right after he died, I hate society.
So they did honor him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hollywood really loves to honor people through Fortnite.
Yeah, especially when money can be made by selling your...
How did I know we'd be talking about Fortnite today? How did I know?
You just felt it in your bones.
I felt it in my giblets. How did I know?
So speaking of giblets, next up we've got animated feature films.
This one's very hard.
I honestly think pretty much all of these nominations are great. Last year's Oscar predictions, I went pretty hard on all the swaps I would have made. What is nominated this year, animated feature, it was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. I think all of these are pretty fitting nominations. The only one I have not seen, well, the two I haven't seen are Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I'm going to see. I guess. And then also I haven't seen The Sea Beast.
Sea Beast was I think, Matthew, you would really especially love The Sea Beast. I actually would swap out Turning Red here for Wendell in the Wild. It's hard. I Turning Red was really I did really enjoy it. I just think I enjoyed Wendell in the Wild more, but I think it's more my genre.
I think my thing with Wendell in Wild is there is some kind of sauce on it that felt like it wasn't there. Whereas Turning Red felt like a much more just from the heart story.
It's fair. It's totally fair.
Which I don't know. I mean, I'm also super biased on I really, really enjoyed Turning Red.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see Turning Red. I kind of didn't really hear anything about it either. It
escaped a lot of people. Has 9/11 in it. Kind of fun.
Wow. I heard absolutely nothing about The Sea Beast. I didn't even know it was a movie. Looking at the pictures of it, it looks very fun and very up my alley.
Pirates, dude.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Love me some
I
pirates.
heard wonderful things about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Also, similarly about Pinocchio. I have seen none of these movies, actually, now that I'm looking at this list. I did see Wendell in the Wild. I did not like it very much. I thought, concept-wise, very cool. Story-wise, there were so many things they could have done. I kind of didn't like the writing in it. I thought it, was kind of very, exposition heavy.
To its credit, it did have a lot of concepts that it needed to explain.
Yeah.
There's probably a way it could have got. I think to your point, way it could have gotten around its exposition and a little bit more elegantly or a little bit more naturalistically. With that said, head and heart here. I think I'm going to give both head and heart to. It's so tough with animation though.
It's hard.
Heart, Del Toro's Pinocchio, and then head. I think I'm caught between Del Toro's Pinocchio and Puss in Boots and the Last Wish.
That's totally fair. Shout out that, hey, a Disney Pixar film is probably not going to win this category for, was it the second year in a row? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
and
wild.
Didn't Encanto win last year?
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Into the Spider-Verse. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But it's seeming that animation is running more,
They're-
diverse. That's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Big fan
sick.
of that. Huge fan of that. For me, Del Toro's winning this. He's an Academy darling. Stop motion is a very grueling process, and people can a lot of times with animation, I think it's what people see, and that's what they award it for, like, best animated. And
Yeah.
It's a
Del
beautiful
Toro's
movie.
sets, like, it's gorgeous. Like, the work is so there, and it's gorgeous. But for me, my favorite animated feature of last year was Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. It really, I think they did so much more with so much less.
Yeah,
and
which they
I
can
love-
catch in our Oscars bracket.
Yeah, I can't wait to gush about that movie. That I'm so just happy that it's here nominated at all. It's never gonna win, but it is my heart pick that if it won, I would be so happy. But yeah, it's Del Toro's to lose. I could see Puss in Boots having a push here, though.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to say Puss in Boots just to say something different. I will say big snub, Sonic 2. Should have been there.
Mhm.
Should have been there.
Yeah, well,
Although I guess it's
mean,
not an animated feature. It just has an animated protagonist. I don't know.
Which,
Does
you
it
know?
count? Should it? I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Complicated.
This whole
Marcel the
category
Shell the
is-
Shoe is similar. It's
That's true.
Marcel's.
Well,
A shell with shoes on.
Yeah.
Isn't it stop motion?
Well, not the whole thing. Like, it's filmed as a documentary. Like, Marcel's just in the real world.
Mm.
Yeah, I won't say more because you guys got to watch it.
That just makes
fair.
me so mad that the animated feature film is so limited like that.
Yeah,
That it's like
if
this
anything, if
one
they're gonna
thing
do just animated like that, they should expand it. How Best Pictures expanded to 10. Like, you should expand
Yeah.
animated, because how they do it is, like, you can nominate 10 Best Pictures. They don't have to fill those slots. They usually end up doing it, but they should do that for animation, where you can put 10 in. You don't have to fill all of them, but give room for others to be celebrated at the very least if you're going to do that. This is my opinion. Sorry, more opinions. I have opinions, guys.
Yeah, he's just full of them. Jumping to cinematography, the nominations were All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths,
Yeah.
Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. Initial reactions here, folks?
I think Nope got snubbed for cinematography. I think it's gorgeously shot and very creatively shot, but it's a horror film. And I think Decision to Leave got snubbed for cinematography here. Truthfully, haven't seen Bardo, even though it's by the dude who did Birdman, so I'd probably like it. And I haven't seen Empire Light or All Quiet on the Western Front. It's a war movie, so honestly, heads, like, I'm sure that that's gonna win. People love filming their war movies and love awarding it. My heart would be Tar, though. I hope Roger Deakins doesn't steal another award. Get over it. Jesus Christ, Roger Deakins. We get it. You're amazing. But he might. It's Roger Deakins. Anytime his name is up there, he might win it because it's the fucking best.
That's fair.
I'll say All Quiet on the Western Front. I think war movies typically do pretty well. Big snub though, Weird Al, Yankovic, The Story.
Yeah. Well, how did you like the cinematography? Like, what
So
shot?
I think they did. The one that stands out to me is specifically the scene where it comes up with My Bologna is really well shot. It like goes back and forth between like the phone and the fridge and the guy. It's pretty good. I do actually think this movie has some like really good cinematography in it. Matt, you should watch it.
It
I'll check it
is
out.
fun. It is fun.
It's a good movie.
I don't know if I've got like really strong opinions about this. I really enjoyed All Quiet on the Western Front, but I don't know if it's cinematography. Like it's got like the war movie cinematography,
And people eat that shit up, man.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. This is not a category I feel very strongly on. And part of me wants to like wild card it at like Bardo or Elvis.
I mean, look, they love that like filmmaker Alejandro for Bardo, so like they snubbed him for like everything else. They might award it to that movie just to celebrate it.
I think I'm gonna go
It's not a bad pick.
All Quiet on the Western Front. I think
Coward.
that's probably my head pick. Hey, like what? You want me to you just like throw a random guess out there?
As
hurt
long
my
as you didn't
chances?
pick Elvis, then we're good.
Honestly, it'd be pretty funny. I should pick Elvis for this next category because that one is costume design, where we've got Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Miss Harris Goes to Paris.
That's a fucking badass. I'm so... Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is a fucking awesome nom. I love that shit. Hell yeah. This old lady goes to Paris to live out her dreams finally. and she just has fun little costumes and wardrobe.
That sounds like we got a
yeah.
lot of costumes in there.
Dude, she
So,
be going to
Heart-
Paris.
Miss Harris goes to Paris.
Yeah, that's my heart pick for sure.
Head, Elvis, known for his costumes.
He is known for his costume.
I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once creative costumes, especially with Stephanie Zhu's character. But I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever should win this. Ruth Carter, fucking phenomenal, and New Orleans native.
But what about Elvis?
Did Ruth Carter do the
First one
costumes for the first one as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're really
They're
good.
pretty good.
They could give this to fucking Babylon just to be like, shut up, Damien Chazelle.
Hey, fair.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex? How you feel about costumes?
Again, I saw Elvis from behind someone else's seat on a plane, so it was kind of grainy. I think I would also go with Ruth Carter for Black Panther. I know from the first one, like the amount of research and like work that they did to like really get them to be good and right. I feel like I'm sure it holds up and is the same in the second.
However, Hollywood loves a biopic.
I hate you.
Hollywood also
You're
Elvis
right.
known
That's
for
why
wearing costumes.
That's why I'm so confused. They didn't pick Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
True. Many people are saying this.
It's wild. It's wild. Big snubs all around.
Was Weird in any of your picks for the Oscar bracket?
No, I did not pick Weird for the Oscar bracket. But it is one of my honorable mentions, and I was very close to picking it. It didn't do what I needed it to do compared to the other two movies I picked.
Okay, so you're giving it the love it deserves in our bonus.
Yeah,
episode.
exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Well, and I also expected it to be nominated, and so I was like, "Oh, I don't need to put it in our Oscars bracket because it's going to get all the nominations." And then here we are.
It's going to win everything, probably. Jumping to directing, the nominees were Martin McDowell for Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere or Daniel Kwan and Daniel Schreiner for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. This is
a really hard one. Shout out though to Ruben getting a nom here. Did not expect that at all. And I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely someone who enjoyed Triangle of Sadness. That's probably going to confuse a lot of people, like when they see it, like just why did that get in there? But I think if you watch it, it's pretty fucking inspired pick. Really, really great movie. But my heart wants the Daniels to win this just for directing such a creative and masterful whatever. But head is feeling like it's hard because I feel like the Academy is just going to pull the Academy and just give it to Spielberg.
That's what I'm kind of feeling is going to happen.
That's what I thought.
But and they're going to be like, oh, he's so brave for telling his own story and like doing whatever. But you get where. So I feel like head is there. Heart would be Daniels, but I think also head to Todd Field. I think Tar was very well directed.
So what was your head pick?
Head is between. I mean, it's probably Spielberg, but it's Spielberg or Todd Field is my head. But Heart is the Daniels. I would really love them to win.
I think out of these, head is probably also Spielberg. My heart, I just really liked Banshees, so probably that. I do think that I don't know if I'd go as far to call it a snub, but would have liked SS Rajamouli, who directed RRR, getting a nod here because there are a lot of pretty complicated scenes going on. Of course, there's also simultaneously a whole bunch of visual effects that are kind of amping those up, but the movie is a spectacle, and the directing of a spectacle of that nature, I think, is a really tough task to pull off well.
Daunting, dude.
So
I mean, it's also
SS Rajamouli for
insane.
For, at least maybe would have been worth a nod.
Love that. I love that pick. Genuinely.
I'm also going to give it to Spielberg, but big snub, Eric Apple for Weird, the Al Yankovic story. I'm just saying it's weird. I think there's a conspiracy. I think they got something against Weird.
No, it's nominated on all the back half ones you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere yet. I'm starting to think there's something going on here. We'll see what happens. But if it's not nominated at all, I'm gonna be mad.
No, it's there.
Pissed.
What's there?
Yeah, so with that, we'll jump to documentary feature. Nominees were All That Breathes, All the Beauty in the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, and Naval Knee. Naval Knee? I don't know.
I haven't seen any of these. Fire of Love, to me, is the most intriguing title for a documentary.
It's also the most popular on this list.
Oh, really? Wow. Then I'll
Good,
say that
yeah,
one.
good.
I was going to
odds.
say, is as far as just like straight titling goes,
It's a good
Fire
title.
of Love is a,
Do y'all know what it's about?
Good title.
It's about people volcanoes, like they chase volcanoes and they do stuff.
Okay,
It's
that's
actually a really
kinda
good one.
kicks
It got a
ass.
theatrical, like a bigger release, and it's pretty good. I think
Wow,
it's
that's sick as
between
hell.
Fire of Love and All the Beauty in the Bloodshed. My heart pick is I hope Fire of Love takes it because it was really, really great. But All the Beauty in the Bloodshed could take it.
I've also heard pretty good things about All That Breathes.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, okay.
That sucks for me. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. It reminds me of, or is invokes the novel The Kite Runner in some ways, but this is more centrally actually about kites and birds, unlike the novel The Kite Runner, which is only barely about kites.
That's how Matthew rates movies now, is if your title says something and you don't explicitly have that shit in there, it's like, hey, what the hell, man? That's why he loves Suicide Squad. He loves Suicide Squad.
What? Are you some kind of Suicide Squad?
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I feel strongly enough about any of these to give a header. You know what? All That Breathes. I'm going all in.
Okay,
Wow.
go all in. You're wrong.
I'm going to
gonna
go
beat you
all
up.
in on Fire of Love. First instinct, best
Yeah,
instinct.
I think honestly, I love your first instinct. I think it's Fire of Love for sure.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Fire Love sounds like it rules, but sometimes you just got to be different. That brings us to documentary short.
Oh, you guys
Elephant
loved these ones. Okay, I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Elephant Whispers, Haul Out, How Do You Measure a Year, The Martha Mitchell Effect, and Strangers at the Gate.
Okay, so similarly to last time, haven't seen any of these.
Damn it.
The one that stood out to me, and so I Googled it, was How Do You Measure a Year? Because I was like, oh, rent? Cool. And, like a 500, 25,
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
How do you and I Googled it, and it's a guy documenting the life of his daughter growing from age 2 to 18, and that sounds super sweet and nice.
that's
so
lame
I'm
as
gonna
hell.
do that one.
Can we
I'm
have
gonna do
like
How Do You
a
Measure a Year?
anti-pick?
You want that one to
children.
lose.
I want
Fuck
that
childhood.
one to lose. Overplayed, dude. Get over it.
Yeah, so I'm actually a big Elephant Whispers believer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's your favorite
Unironically,
part about
that's
it?
the one I was gonna pick too because I thought it sounded.
Yeah, I
fun.
mean, mostly because watching a little Indian couple taking care of a baby elephant.
Yeah,
Cute as
and
hell.
personally, when I watched Dumbo, I was like, I want to know more.
Yeah, I want to
Huh.
know what the actual pains and struggles are like of forming a family unit that includes an elephant.
So boom,
I feel like it's not talked
Whispers.
about enough.
Is that the summary of that movie on Google?
Okay.
And that brings us to film editing, which we've got Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. I'm just gonna come out the gate. My man's screaming.
Okay, I'm sorry. In editing, I've already played my hand. In editing, it's just like some people I feel like go, I see the editing. That mean it good.
Yeah, it's this idea of like, I don't know. Like, we talked about this a little bit last year, I think, when we covered our Oscars predictions.
Yeah.
That like there are multiple ways to have good editing in a film. One of them is just like not being consciously aware of the editing is like also a valid form of editing, just as much as it is to edit in a way that calls attention to it. However, just the presence of knowing there is editing doesn't inherently mean the editing is meaningful. I think is kind of what you're getting at with Elvis.
Oh, whoa, yeah, no. It's a big fuck you to Elvis. Decision to Leave, I feel like would be great. RRR, I think the way it's edited is so fun.
Yeah, RR is really good.
Really, really great. There are way better picks here. Jesus Christ, Elvis, come on. My heart pick here is Everything Everywhere. It's like a very spectacular like film and creatively, and again, it was a small like thing. Like not a lot of people like did it. Like even their special effects team, it was only like a couple people. Like and they learned how to do a lot of it on their own, like in the process. It's just like very, very feel good. So that's my heart pick. Head, maybe Tar. It could go to Everything Everywhere, but I'd say head. I'll give it to Tar.
I think I'm split probably between, and I don't think I have a strong heart pick on this one. The head between Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then there's also part of me that feels like just with the amount of attention that Top Gun Maverick got in the year, that like there may be an award lying somewhere in here for it. And editing feels like a pretty easy one to throw its way that people aren't going to question too much. But that's kind of just with Everything Everywhere. I've heard a lot of good things actively about its editing.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of speaks volumes that, you know, even when non like film people are talking up something's editing, that you know, goes a pretty long way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd say Everything Everywhere All at Once probably. I'd be pretty sad if Top Gun won. I think I just
That's fair.
I get so frustrated at movies where it's just like Middle East villain bad, must blow them up because
jingoistic nationalism. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking big problem in America.
Yeah.
But look at Tom Cruise do all those stunts.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's my bad.
Look at all
but
those
I think
stunts.
Big Snub, weird. Al Yankovic story is really good.
Honestly, no, that's I'll take it over Elvis.
This man anti-Elvis.
I really am. That's my biggest like shut up movie this year.
Wow.
Is Elvis. Sorry, I know there's a lot of people who love it, but
jumping to international feature film, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina 1985, Close, EO, and The Quiet Girl. Quiet Girl.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know.
Also, I just realized now you've been like more and more sitting in the dark, and it's been really scary.
Yeah, just keeps
so
getting
when you
darker
said
and
the
darker.
Quiet Girl like that, it was really scary.
I think this one is almost certainly going to go to All Quiet on the Western Front.
I will say there's a maybe to Argentina just because it won the Globe's international feature. But
That's fair.
I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but RRR deserves to be on this list, and if
Yes.
it was on this list, it would win. Like, and it should win.
That's my big one. But we already talked a little bit about the kind of complicated nature of that. Of, you know, these are countries campaigning for their respective movies. India did not want to campaign for RRR, being that it is not a traditional Bollywood film, which ties into kind of its overall Oscars performance, I think, in a lot of ways.
Right.
Which is sad because it fucking rules.
You know what I'll say? I don't think it should be on this list because I think it should be in the Best Picture list.
You could have
I
both.
think it can be on both.
Oh, then never mind. It should be on this list.
Yeah,
Fuck you
All
guys.
Quiet on the Western. Yeah, I was gonna say All Quiet. I mean, like, just because that's another box that Oscars put. Like, just because you're an international feature doesn't mean like you should also be considered for best. Same with animated. Like, why isn't usually the best animated feature of the year like included in Best Picture? Like, I don't. Why are we separating the two like that?
Yeah, totally.
Like, it's good to celebrate animation individually as well, but also if it's the best picture, like I would have argued,
just
like
let it be
Into
the
the
best
Spider-Verse, like should have been in the
been
best picture. Like,
yeah, it was great
for that year.
Conversation. Yeah, that's fair.
Shrek 2 probably in its year, honestly.
Yeah,
probably
should've
should
been.
have been.
Where are we landing on these ones?
I think you're right with All Quiet on the Western Front, but for it could be Argentina, 1985.
Fair.
You know what? I'm gonna say Argentina 1985 just because.
Damn, man's hedging his bets.
Doing it, going for it.
Makeup and hairstyling. We've got All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale.
Batman, Wakanda Forever.
I've seen one of these movies, and I'm gonna give it to that one. I think the Batman should get it because they're brave enough to show that Bruce Wayne does dark circles over his eyes.
I mean, it's
Honestly?
for the Penguin. It's for the Colin Farrell.
No, it's definitely not.
I'm gonna go.
Colin Farrell does look incredible in this movie. I think it's very funny that they did the black circles because like every time Batman has a mask on, he like has the black circles and then he takes the mask off and they're gone. And it's very funny that they showed it in this one. So I think I could see the Batman maybe getting it.
I think I'm gonna go The Whale here.
It's
For
also
probably
really
both
great.
head and heart. Like, yeah.
It's also very good. I actually think one snub, fuck Elvis, get it out of here, swap it for Everything Everywhere. And you guys will see why, especially again with Stephanie Zhu's character. Like, it's really fucking
Hey,
great.
I bet, Elvis, known for his hair.
I hate.
Honestly, Elvis could take this category too.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, why don't they have Avatar in here for that white dude who did dreads?
Honestly?
Why aren't they awarding that and they want to award Elvis? Huh?
It's like kind of wild that I feel like Elvis is in more categories than any other movie.
It's
He got
actually
nominated for a
everything,
lot.
everything, everywhere, and All Quiet on the Western Front are the top 2 nominated.
Yeah, Elvis did get 9 nominations though.
Burn it with fire.
The Academy loves Elvis.
It'll win
Or
something.
around that. I think it's actually
I actually think I'm gonna give this for Black Panther.
interesting.
Is my head. My heart would be the Batman though. I'd be fine with the Whale as well. But I think Black Panther genuinely, like, their costuming and makeup and hairstyling is phenomenal. Like, it's stuff that looks really, really great.
Music original score: All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans.
This one's hard for me because name has nothing to do with music. And even if I've seen like stills from these movies, can't get music from those either. So I'm going to say Babylon just because.
Unfortunately, I actually do think that's my head pick because
I'm doing great, guys.
That's my head pick because Justin Hurwitz, he did La La Land.
Oh, that's a good point.
And again, Damien Chazelle, like, it's a very polarizing movie, Babylon, but it is about Hollywood, and they're probably going to want to give it something. And I think this is its strongest category to win, at least something. So I think
I'm going to bandwagon.
Heart pick though. I think Banshees had I really enjoyed Banshee's score. And Everything Everywhere. I think both those are great. I wouldn't mind either of those 2 winning.
I think I am rarely opinionated, rarely knowledgeable enough to be opinionated on movie scores. I just kind of am like, it's pretty good, unless it's like actively bad.
That's also fair.
Anyway, music original song. We have Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Natu Natu from RRR, and This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Easiest pick of my goddamn life,
Natu.
head and
It's
heart.
gotta be
Natu
Natu.
It fucking
that
rules.
wedding scene fucking rules.
It's so good. I watched it again because it won a different award. It beat out Taylor Swift, and I was like, wait, what song beat out Taylor Swift? Because she did like Where the Crawdad Sings.
Yeah, well,
Carolina or whatever.
Sucks
And
to
it
be Taylor.
kicks ass.
Fucking rules.
And you know what's the best part?
Beast.
You know what's the best part about this being nominated? Every nominated song gets a performance. So we get to see the Natu Natu live at the Oscars, the dance and the performance.
That's gonna be,
And it's the
can't-
biggest. I think everyone's going to be the most hyped about it because everyone, like, in Hollywood has been really upset about the RRR campaign and all that, and they really are like clamoring about this movie. Like, you'll see videos of screenings like for RRR with the director, and they literally will do like the dance. Everyone will be cheering, yelling like these Hollywood like people. They're like, ah! Like,
I mean, I would go so hard for it. Yeah,
it deserves
so
all the love
good.
here. I mean, it's gonna win because they snubbed it in every other category. Because honestly, if it was actually up for like a bunch of stuff, it would win a lot. I think
the fact that
was sweet.
this is the only category it got a nomination in is just like an absolute travesty.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the movie's so good. Well, we've still got like 6 more categories. So jumping right into production design, we've got All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans.
Dishonorable mention, fuck Avatar: The Way of Water. Let's give production design. Oh fuck, these are all trash.
You know what? The similar to the reasoning on original score, Hollywood, Babylon. They like themselves. I'm voting Babylon.
Yeah, I'll go Babylon. Babylon sounds good.
Okay, Babylon. Let's do it.
All right, short film animated section.
The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, which sounds
Holy
fire.
shit, you said 4.
The Flying Sailor. Oh, the boy, what did I say?
I thought you were saying you were going quickly, and you're like, one was called the boy, one was called the mole, one was called...
No,
like,
the Boy,
Jesus
the Mole, the
Christ.
Fox, and the Horse, the Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, and my year of dicks, and an ostrich told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it.
Okay, great titles for everything, but My Year of Dicks, 100%. Head and heart.
I like the ostrich one. I'm gonna go the ostrich one.
It is about a talking.
Which kicks ass. Talking ostrich, fuck me up. Yeah.
So Jake, you're a dicks. Matthew or Alex, ostrich.
She just called me a dick, audience. You guys hear it? Jesus Christ.
Short film, Irish Goodbye, Evalu les Pupilles. I can't speak French.
Le Poupie.
I can't speak French, guys.
Le Poupie.
Night Ride and The Red Suitcase. I don't know. I'm gonna pick the French one.
Yeah, me too. Poopy.
Justice.
The Poopy one.
I think Blind Date got snubbed here. I do think that that'd be my pick.
I've heard a few things kind of rough about one of the producers and the writer of it.
Yeah.
I heard he's involved in some kind of podcast.
Oh,
some kind of sketchy podcast.
I mean, he doesn't want those two worlds.
Do you know where I could go see Blind Date, Jake? Is it on the internet?
It's going around the film festival circuit right now, so it can't be posted online as far as I know. So when it is, though, it'll probably be up. Maybe
you'll have to see
someone
it.
Should maybe circulate it.
A copy locally sourced on Jake's computer.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's computer.
Some producer's computer.
Someone who has the copy and can send you the link willy-nilly.
Whoa. Cool. We've got Best Sound. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, Top Gun: Maverick.
I want to give it to Batman. I think the Batman had such good sound design. It was really, really good. It's such a slow burn movie, and the sound in it does such a good job. I actually think
the Batman will win at least one Oscar, and I think this is his best category. I will say, big snub. I forgot to mention this for score. The Batman score was phenomenal. It fucks. That shit was really good, and I'm actually really disappointed. And that the composer of it recently went into directing randomly Werewolf by Night, that one shot Marvel thing, and it was so fun, and I was just like, oh, good for you. Batman's composer. It was really cool.
We've got visual effects, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Top Gun: Maverick. You know who it is. It's Jake Sully. Avatar: The Way of Water is taking it.
Dude, I think you're right, and I hate it.
I mean, you're right. That is the head pick. I think Everything Everywhere got snubbed here.
Wasn't Avatar.
My heart pick, if somehow, some way, the Batman can take it over, I would be happy.
I'm trying to think I don't know that the Batman had
I know it doesn't really, but I need you to.
I think it was a great movie.
I need you to believe with me, because
I don't think there's.
I hate
Jake Sully.
Please.
Jake Sully's winning. Writing adapted screenplay, All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun: Maverick, Women Talking.
So this is how I found out. This is super interesting, because this is how I found out if you are a sequel, no matter what, you're always up for adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Because you're based on the first work.
Which I understand, but I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to root for those.
Well, I kind of think Glass Onion, though, was really good. To be fair, it's the only one of these movies that I've seen. But I thought it was really good. And I thought it did some interesting things that, compared to the original. It didn't just build on the original. It was its own. It stands alone.
I think that Women Talking doesn't, it's nominated for a bunch of stuff and hasn't got a lot of love. And they do like to spread things out. So I think Women Talking will get this. For adapted screenplay. I could see Glass Onion, and I can see All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, I think I am in the same boat as you, Jake, that likely I think either Women Talking or then Glass Onion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so consistently impressed by Rian Johnson's ability to write a whodunit mystery.
Yeah.
He's just really good at it.
And he's fun.
So,
it's fun.
It is.
He plays with the form a lot.
Yeah.
Did Knives Out win anything?
Yes.
It did
won
well.
Adapted screenplay, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So then we've got writing original screenplay, Banshees and Sharon, Everything Everywhere all at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness.
This is a really strong category, I think. I personally, my heart goes to Banshees, because the more I sat with that film, the more the script really, really stuck with me. And something I really, really, really enjoyed for the simplicity of it and the way the actors delivered its script. Just really, really beautiful stuff. And I feel like had it could win. I also think Tar is objectively really well written, along with Triangle of Sadness. Everything Everywhere's script is really good, but I think it's the performances are what fully elevate it. I don't know. I could see a lot of these winning and me not being upset at it, but I want Banshees to win.
I think I'm going to go Banshees as my pick for both head and for both heart and head, I guess.
I'll go with Banshees here, but come on, where's Elvis when you need it? No,
I'm gonna
Big Snub,
commit
Weird Al.
crimes.
Big Snub, Weird the Al Yankovic story.
Jake, are you landing on Banshees or Tar? What's your final thought?
Banshees I really haven't picked yet, so I'm gonna go Banshees here.
Damn, these last few categories, it's really been all the same.
We'll just wait till we get to Best Picture.
That brings us to the last category here. Best Picture. The nominees were All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water. Very funny. Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, very funny. Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun, Maverick, very funny. Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking.
Shout out to Triangle of Sadness to making it up here. I don't know how, but I'm really proud of that little movie. I felt like no one saw it, and it was really, really good satire, and it's a great movie.
I think this one is tough in the sense that
it is tough.
This one is tough for me in the sense that there are 10 movies, and I haven't seen any of them.
Really? Not a single one?
Literally none of them?
I saw
you've
10
seen
minutes
Top
of
Gun
Elvis.
Maverick.
No, I didn't.
I thought you had.
No, I
based
know
on
what
your
it's
previous
about.
comment, I thought you had seen it.
I know what it's about.
Alex. Jesus.
I saw it 10, 15
You're
minutes
supposed to
of
build
Elvis.
some kind of credibility for this podcast that you do about movies. This is how we
Hey.
tell our audience that, hey, maybe we do watch these.
I'm the everyman who has opinions about things he hasn't seen.
Honestly, fair.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
fair.
say my heart would be out of these, either Banshees or All Quiet.
And they haven't seen Everything Everywhere yet, folks.
I have not, which otherwise that probably would change my picks based on how much people have told me I would really like it. But I
Watch
really
you
love,
hate it. Now I'm scared.
dude, that'd be wild.
I'm genuinely nervous now. I don't. Sorry.
Hey, that's fair. But I Banshees of Inisherin was one of my favorite movies of the year. Huge snub to RRR here.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
But
Also, huge snub to Weird the Al Yankovic story.
Unironically,
True.
over Avatar, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not Elvis, though, I note you didn't say.
I think there's some possibility that The Fabelmans wins this if Steven Spielberg doesn't pick, or I guess if Steven Spielberg picks it up for Best Directing, I think it maybe makes it a little more likely that the Academy's going to continue showing it love. But I don't know if I'm feel strongly enough about that thought or not.
I do think it's between Fabelmans, Everything Everywhere, and Banshees, in my opinion. I think it's between those three. But I think Everything Everywhere has it. I really, really genuinely, I mean, that is my heart pick for sure. It would just be amazing if a film like Everything Everywhere won a Best Picture, like this silly hodgepodge of a movie. And it means so much to me too. I really can't wait for you guys to see it. Traditional pick, I would love Banshees or Fabelmans. I do think that they both were solid films. Fabelmans is more because Spielberg and blah blah blah, but Banshees was genuinely I was rocked by it. I loved it, but I just think there's something really, really special about Everything Everywhere, and I think it would mean more both to me and to the Oscars in a progressive positive outlook if Everything Everywhere won, and that's my pick. I'm going all in on it.
Fair. Alex, man who's seen none of these movies.
Yeah, as the man who's seen nothing.
No.
Pretty funny.
No.
To Avatar. No, I mean, I think that based on the amount of love that it's getting, I think it's going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Interesting. All right. So that is the Tough Cuts take on the 95th Oscars. Boy, are there a lot of categories, and I forget that every year.
And they're televising all of them this year, which is really great.
Wow.
Really
Also
great.
wild.
Great. That just means, an hour longer that I don't get to think about, or that I am suffering because I don't get to think about Weird the Al Yankovic story, and that makes me angry.
Yeah, you should.
And maybe I'll just protest not watch.
Like you did last year?
Yeah.
It honestly does suck that The Last of Us finale is the same time and day.
Wow,
as
is it
Oscars.
really?
Yeah.
What awful planning.
They're
How
gonna
did that happen?
lose. Oscars are gonna lose viewership 100%.
How did that happen?
I mean, honestly, audience, tune into our podcast instead.
Yeah.
It can it can be consumed in bite-sized pieces, and for what it's worth, we'll let you know what won the important categories.
Yeah. It's also so hard because it's I don't like the Oscars, but every year I want to root for something. I want to see if Everything Everywhere wins. If it does win, I want to see that moment because it's such a special, good moment. But if it doesn't, I'm like, why the fuck did I waste my time? I hate it here.
Few things like the experience of getting to watch Bong Joon-ho and Parasite
Exactly.
winning at the Oscars.
The last good thing to happen before the pandemic.
And,
like, literally, it was downhill.
And him being a little bit drunky by the time they got to Best Picture, and he's making his other Oscars kiss.
I have a sticker of it on my laptop. It's my favorite sticker.
It's so cute. Yeah, so thank you guys for listening. This is, just a little bit of bonus content for us, giving our perspective on what was nominated. Like any good movie podcast, and we're a great movie podcast. We'll let you guys know how our predictions went after the Oscars are televised in, what is it, March 15th or something?
Second week? Really? Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Something like that. Either way.
It's happening. It will happen.
Yes, it will be happening. So will our Oscar bracket. If you enjoyed the show, follow us on social media at Tough Cut Pod. Listen to our Oscar bracket. Share this with someone who is, much like Alex, very upset and boycotting the Oscars.
Did we announce already what our movies in our Oscars bracket are? Because it's starting next week, isn't it?
Well, I assume it'll have been announced at the end of the Jake bracket.
We could say it as a
Or we can
refresher.
announce them now.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Just as a reminder, we've got our Oscars
so-
bracket coming up next week. For that, in the first half, we've got Banshees of Inisherin versus Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. And then we've got Everything Everywhere All at Once versus Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. And then in the second half coming up in the week after that, we've got Bullet Train versus Morbius.
Who the fuck put Morbius in this podcast?
And then we've got Barbarian versus RRR.
That's such a... I love I immediately feel better about our bracket than I do anything we just talked about with the Oscars.
Honestly,
I don't know.
Imagine if the Oscars winners, it was in the form of comparing the films against each other as part of a conversation rather than just announcing who won.
Right.
How
Yeah,
fucking boring would this show be if that's all we did?
Especially if they have no right to be compared. Honestly, though, I'm pretty disappointed. Big lack of Weird the Al Yankovic story on our.
That's on you,
bracket.
dude.
And that's on me, and that makes it worse.
You're
You're just as bad as the Oscars.
You are literally the Academy. Holy shit.
Yeah, so it should be lots of fun.
I like to imagine there's one guy in the Academy, and it's like everyone gets to like put some noms up for all the different categories. And one guy was like, "Man, I really love Weird the Al Yankovic story, but I think this other movie would be better for my category that I'm talking about." And he's like, "But someone will talk about Weird," and then no one put it in.
That's really sad and probably true. It won stuff. It did win stuff.
That's good.
And people liked it, like you.
I did quite a bit.
Cool. Well,
I
bye,
think
audience.
100% win rate, honestly. I think we got it.